What's going on, you guys? Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I tie up my Kokanee / Trout flies. These things are great for trolling and they're really easy to make, so let's get started. Now, like I said, these things aren't very hard to make. The biggest piece that you're going to need is a stinger style hook setup. So I just used 10-pound line and I've tied both hooks in stinger style. If you don't know how to do that, go ahead and look online. There's plenty of YouTube videos how to do that. And then we're going to grab our 140 line here, and I did it in the bright pink here. And the reason why these ones are a little bit more difficult to tie than a normal fly would be is because, as you notice, I can't necessarily just go around it with the bobbin. So this is where having a rotary vise really comes in handy. This is the best way I've devised to make these work out. Not to say that you couldn't do it if you didn't have a rotary, it just might take you a little bit longer. The first and really only product that we use on these is Flashaboo. So I've got this UV Flashaboo here that I'm putting on. You could do the, tie it off in the middle and then fold it back technique. But what I've noticed with this particular one is sometimes I can make that head wrap be a little thick because you already have the 10-pound line underneath everything, and it can very quickly turn into a very bulbous kind of head. I mean, we're already making it bulbous, but it's just a little too much, if you know what I mean. Then you see me coming in with this gold Flashaboo that I got on top just to give a little bit of color variation. Now, another step you could do on top of everything here is you could just offset the two colors, and so you have kind of one a little bit longer than the other one. But really just experiment with this design. I really like using these for trolling behind my boat, for kokanee, for trout, really anything. I put it behind a flasher if I really just need a little bit smaller presence. If the fish are a little bit harder to bite, meaning that they're just getting a little spooked easily, usually when I throw one of these bad boys on, that's when it's go time. Okay, so now here you see me doing one of the more harder steps, which is you can't necessarily do a whip finish on these, so you're just going to have to do a half hitch. And when you do the half hitch, you're going to open it extra wide, and then you're going to pull the line and the first hook through. Once you've done this about once or twice, then you can go ahead and cut off your main line, and you're pretty much done with the fly. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the UV resin. I use the thick version, and then that way I can get a really nice ball on the front of this thing. And this is more or less to mimic kind of an egg, or kind of like an egg-sucking leech, if you know what that is. Fly guys, I'm sure you do. Once I got a rounded head off here, I'm going to hit it with the UV light, and boom, that's fly number one done. Now I always start with the back one, because what you're going to see here in a minute is I'm going to move that one that we just finished towards the back here, so that way it's held off, so when I do the spins for the front one, it's not in my way. So it makes a little bit life easier, and again, this is why a rotary vise for doing these particular type of flies is really handy. Another quick little technique here is I keep my bobbin really close to the front of that hook when I'm spinning it. If I get a little farther away, it can tend to pull the hook off, kind of like what you saw earlier. And just like with the back one, we're going to start in with that UV Flashaboo, and then right on top of that, we're going to go back in with the gold and just repeat everything that we did with the back one. This technique I can see being used for maybe if you wanted to put a little bit more flair behind maybe like a spinner, or even like a wedding ring or something of that nature, even if you're trolling or just casting off the bank. It takes really no amount of fly product, I suppose, no feathers, nothing like that. It's very easy to make, and very affordable too. One more little small tip there, you saw me kind of going a little extra with my my cut end there. If that cut end is flaring out just a little too much, you'll end up kind of messing with your ball that you're about to make. So I want to make sure that was nice and flat before I continued on with the UV resin in thick form. One final hit with the UV light, we're pretty much done. And there you go, you guys. Very easy little fly to make. If you make this fly, make sure you tag me in a video. Love to see it. Later, guys.